We're joined here by Mayo manager PeterLeahy. Peter, the big one on Sunday, Dublin versus Mayo in the Division 1 League final. You must be excited for the game.
Yeah, of course. Anyone who goes to a league final has to be excited. It's a big occasion, it's a big day. It's great for our girls to get there, and it's good for their families, it's good for the county. And it's good for us getting another quality match against the team, let's be honest about it, everybody has to beat, which is Dublin. They're the top team, they're the All-Ireland champions, they're the ones pushing forward, and they're minors winning again in Leinster. They're the ones to look forward to, and we can't wait for the match. It's exciting for us.
And would you count this as bonus territory, or look, it's a Division 1. I'm sure you didn't set out to just make up the numbers at the start of the year.
Yeah, well, listen, my first goal was to find a panel. Obviously, being a new manager was to find a panel, and I keep saying that, and we have done that, and we've tried 28 starters and 32 players who've played in the league so far. So we can't be accused of not looking for players, and we've done that. And all the time when you're doing that, anyone who is involved in competition, you're there to win it. And you're there to compete, and you're there to get to the best place you can. So all the time we set targets, and we move the targets as we go. Our first target was obviously to find players and get competitive. Then we changed our target after the Cork game down in Cork, and our target was to win the last 4 games to be National League champions. So we've won 3 of them games, and we shot quite well. We've let in a lot of scores as well, but we've done quite well, and we're in a league final, and we're against possibly the best team in the country at the moment. So really what we're doing is equipping ourselves against them.
You had Cork in the semi-final. Most people would have had Cork as favourites. It was a really, really good game, a tough game as well. What sort of pleased you most about the performance from your side that day?
Well, obviously 1 wide in the whole game. Shooting 120 and only having 1 wide is a phenomenal record. It's probably a record that won't be beaten again for the year. Like it was just phenomenal. It was a phenomenal game of football. We're still in league basis, so none of us have set up for championship. So Effie, who's a phenomenal manager as well, his attitude was Cork to go at us, and our attitude was us to go at Cork, and it was basically a shootout and see who get there. So the pleasing aspects of it obviously was our scoring. We let a lot in, but we also came back from 5 points down after 10 minutes to go on and score the next 10 out of the next 11 scores. So we have plus points. There's obvious holes and gaps. Cork ran through the middle of us, and it's something we've looked at. So each time we play, and as a manager I learn each time we play, and I've learned a lot more about who we are. Like, we haven't set up our championship setup. It's going to be the same for Dublin. Neither of us are going to set up the way we're going to be set up in championship. So it is very much play football and learning about your footballers more so than actual systems or it's well documented. I don't record games, I don't look at recordings. The team that goes out against us from Dublin from the Galway game is going to be totally different. The way they play, the wind that was there, the factor of the day, etc., etc. There's always things that happen that change. So right now it's more about just going out and playing football, and that's what we're hoping to do, is just go out and play football.
And you were saying 120 against Cork. That was an impressive return. Like, Cork would be sort of renowned for their defensive setup. What worked that day, do you think, that for you to rack up such a big score?
Well, we've been moving the ball well anyway. We've racked up. I think we probably scored 4-16 against Monaghan. 6. What did we score? 4. I can't remember what we scored against Donegal. Huge score as well. So we're racking up good scores. And listen, anyone who knows me, in both the men's and ladies, I'm an attacking. I set up attacking. Kind of like Kevin Keegan when he was at Newcastle. We'll score more than ye. It doesn't always work, funny enough, but it's the type of system I like to play. I've changed the way we play the game, as in Mayo play the game. I came in from the men's last year very late, and unfortunately I got them tackling like men, and it got us in trouble in an All-Ireland final. So now we've reversed the topic completely, and we don't touch the player at all. We go for the ball, as you've probably seen in a couple of clips. We go for the ball, and that's it. Now that has brought us about that we're backing off players, so we are easy probably to go at, because we're learning how to not give away fouls. Our foul count has gone down by 70%, so it's an enormous amount. So we're trying to change the way we were getting people sin bin left, right and centre. That stopped as well. So there's a balance, and the fine balance we have is, yes, we are conceding a lot, but we're playing a lot more go forward quick ball, because that's the way we're playing the game. In contrast, Dublin play very much in your face. They barrel into the tackle and are very aggressive in the tackle, but to the point where they have it right, and without saying they get away with it, that's the wrong word. They skirt along the way tackling should be, and I like it. Like, they're very aggressive. We can't get to that point yet because we used to strip it back down to, you know, playing the ball first. Whereas Dublin absolutely charge into the tackle to the Leahy straight away and use their body all the time in the tackle and are very aggressive. And we know we're up against a very aggressive side. I mean, the last day we were down in McHale Park, I think I had 5 girls who were very, well, badly, you know, cut up because of the aggressiveness in the tackle. And, by the way, I must say, legally in the tackle. So.
And yeah, you said you met earlier in the league in Castlebar. Dublin came out on top that day. What do you think you learned from you know, that match?
Well, I always assess myself and my own team. Then I assess the opposition and how they played. And I have to say, you know, I would have learned from Mick Bowen and the way they rotate. You know, if they send someone on someone, they get a tick, and then they put some other guards, so there's not going to be 2 ticks. And so our better forwards, they'll rotate their players around so they can be aggressive and just take the 1 tick and move on to the next guard. So they're very, very clever. They rotate that very well. I actually remember in the game turning around, and I actually turned around to Ken Robinson afterwards. How did you get away with so many fouls and not get Simmons? But I looked at the video afterwards, and it's very, very clever. So they Dublin, I learned from Dublin the way they set themselves up and how clever they are on the sideline, how clever they are on the pitch, how well they're managed. They're exceptionally well managed. They're an exceptional team. So I've learned an awful lot from them, and probably brought a bit of it into our own game. Avoiding the aggression, because there's no happy medium in Mayo. It's either over aggressive or under aggressive. There's no happy medium. So at the moment we're going the under aggressive and standing off and you know, playing within the very basic rules, and it has brought us back a bit, but it's also brought us back going forward as well.
Oh, as you say, it's getting that balance right, and you know, it's particularly going to have to be right for Sunday. You know, looking forward to Sunday's final, what sort of game are you expecting?
It depends what way. I know what we're expecting. What we're going to do, we're just going to go out to shoot the lights out, you know, and let Dublin try and stop that. That's the way I play the game. That's the way I like to play the game. There'll be no sweepers back for us. There'll be none of that carry on going on at all. We'll go at it. If they're good enough to beat us, fine. If we're good enough to beat them, fine. That's just the way I play the game of football. And you know, some people call it naive, some people call it refreshing, some people call it whatever. But the reality is, we're there to play football, and the girls play with a smile on their face. And you see it in the interviews after against Cork. It was thrilling for them. They were all with smiles on their face, and they're all delighted to be playing football the way it is. Scoring 120 in any match is especially in a semi-final of a league, is tremendous. You know, it won't be a boring affair. Let's put it that way. You know, we are defensively, you know, exposing ourselves, no question about it, because we leave our forwards up. So we are defensively exposing ourselves, but it's a case of who manages the best on them circumstances. So I'm looking forward to a really, really good game. We're up against the best team in the country at the moment, and what we're trying to do is match up, see where we are. We're going to meet again in the championship, so well, more than likely meet again in the championship. So it is a case of knowing where you are going into championship, and it's another great game for us.
And looking towards that as well, you know, the possible meeting later on, I suppose it might be a case of neither management showing their hand on Sunday.
Well, we're certainly, we have done absolutely no tactical work whatsoever, because we're leaving that to championship. You're too exposed in the league. If you start working on stuff, people can go back on it then come championship. Listen, we won't be the same team. Dublin won't be the same team. Galway won't be the same team. Donegal, Cork, no one's going to be the same team come championship. So, like, while it is brilliant to be playing all these games, and listen, everybody who tells you they don't want to be in the league final, that they're working on something, is really rubbish, because we all want to be in the league final, and we all want to win it, and we all want to go out to win as many cups as we can, or as many leagues as we can, or as many championships as we can. That's what we're here for. It's a winning game, whether people say it or not. That's what it's about. It's a results-based game. So yeah, we're not going to be set up the same way as championship, and it will be a bit of in my opinion. Now, it's just my opinion. I think it'll just be a very good game of football, and whoever's best on the day will take it. But it won't have any relevance for what happens later on in the year.
And looking towards your opponents, Dublin, where do you see their main threats coming from?
They're super. They're just a super side everywhere. As I say, unbelievably aggressive in the tackle, and I like that, because obviously coming from the men's game, whenever Mick's coming from the men's game, you know, I like that bit of aggression. I'm unfortunately have to go the other way, but you know, they delay you with the body straight away, and then put a second person in. So you know, they that's a big thing for us, being delayed coming with the ball. That's a big thing. But their forward line, their movement is outstanding. I mean, I know a lot of the players that they have are capable of shooting the lights out just as much as we are. You know, a lot of plaudits go to Noel Healy, but if you look at what's happening around her, Noel has become one of the cleverest players around, because she gives the ball off in better positions, and Mick has created that atmosphere where whoever's in the best position takes the shot or takes the yoke, and there's no greed involved. I like the way they move the ball. They move it real fast, and as I say, they come from the backs with aggression through the hands, and then they're kick pass. Listen, in my opinion, they're one of the best teams out there. They're the team to beat, and really what we need to do is see where we are right now against them. That's the exciting part about it, is to, you know, you can train all you want, you can have unbelievable great training sessions and a whole lot, but you won't know where you are until you match up. Like, the Cork game was a fantastic game of football in the semi-final, but it was a very much case of just as easily Cork could have won that game. So, you know, we're in no dreamland that there's 5 or 6 people, teams in this country who at any stage can beat the other team. You know, Galway, by all accounts, I watched the video, probably unlucky not to beat Dublin. Dublin showed a little bit of mettle at the end. I know Mick was very disappointed in the way they played, but I'd be very happy to get out and get into a league final. So we're coming from different angles. We're coming from just being delighted to be in the league final, and I think they're a little bit disappointed. But the pressure's on Dublin, just to remark on it. There's no pressure on us. They're the All-Ireland champions. They're the ones that haven't won a league. They're the ones looking to win the league. We're looking to go out and just really enjoy ourselves, and the way you enjoy yourself is by winning.
And looking towards the game as well, you're saying, you know, it'll probably be a shoot the lights out game, entertaining and the whole lot. I think that's probably what's needed in the ladies' game as well. The more exciting the games are, and also bringing that physicality into it, is sort of going to attract more people to the games. Yeah,
well, it comes down to coaching, and I see it with Mick, I see it with Effie, I see it with Maxine, I see it with an awful lot of people. You know, the better coaches coming into the game, and the better the way the game is coached, it makes it more exciting. If you look back from last year right through until what's happened in the league this year, you've seen an awful lot more cracking games. Glennon and Galway had this team very well set up against Dublin. Thought they moved the ball fierce well, and we have them in the Connacht final, so that's going to be difficult. You know, a lot of the games I've been involved with now, I've been shocked, and I've been involved in the men's game a long time, and I didn't want to come back into the ladies' game, but I got involved last year at the end of the year, and it shocked me the way the game has gone. It's gone so fast. It's gone really exciting to watch. So, like, the game, again, hopefully it'll be another good contest, and we get a good day. We're supposed to have 2 nice days, Saturday and Sunday now, so hopefully that will, you know, bring about a really, really good game. And in fairness to Parnell Park, they always have been great conditions, so we would hope a really exciting, tight, physical affair. I mean, we expect a huge crowd. I believe the tickets are selling fierce fast. Lidl, who are our main sponsors, have been just tremendous for the game. I mean, without Lidl, ladies football wouldn't be as exciting as it is right now, because they're pushing it so hard, and ladies football has become the buzzword. I mean, even just the press columns, the people talking about ladies football has become an exciting thing to watch and be involved in. So, you know, I'm looking forward to a good game.
Well, Peter, thanks very much for taking time to talk to us, and very best of luck.
Take care.